Welcome back, Honestman. Fallout 4 first playthrough. I'm about to jump into this teleporter. I'm here with Duncan. I did swap him as my companion. I think I had McCready at the end of the last episode. But before I do, I wanted to check out his note. Because I was thinking on this more, and like everything he says is bullshit. So there's no way you can't trust everyone. Yeah, this is just more of his lies, I'm sure.
Hey. What is it? You know, I'm having second thoughts on the whole recall code. Wait, you read it, didn't you?
I read it all right.
Don't tell me what it said. You know, it's probably just safer if we don't talk right now. Hey. You know, I'm having second thoughts on the whole recall code. Wait, you read it, didn't you?
You can't trust everyone.
Did I have you going? Don't take it personal. Look, I lie to everyone. Maybe I'm just another human that has people back home he wants to protect. Then again, maybe not.
I really don't like him.
Is that really why you lied to me?
I'm supposed to be showing you the ropes in the railroad. So let's just say this is lesson, well, whatever number we're at. That code I gave you is a hard truth. You can't trust everyone. Even if someone sounds sincere, they could be a synth replacement working for the Institute. The bitch of the problem is recognizing that 90% of the time someone's on the up and up, and the 10% of the time you're being played.
Hey.
Yeah?
Heads up. Hey there.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Your thoughts?
You'll be fine, boss. Tinker Tom's devices usually work. If not, could I have your stuff?
That was all.
Another time.
I hate you. Alright, go time. We're just getting the thing, right, Des? That's what we're doing? We're just getting in the thing?
Status report.
We got activity there. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, we need to do something. What I'm about to tell you is the most
Oh my god, she's gonna tell me about Patriot again.
Desdemona.
Ugh.
I'll take it from there.
Yeah, apparently they just repeat that if you wait too long and don't get in the thing.
So stand still. You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Tom, do whatever you can to gain their trust. Lie. Tell them what they want to hear. Make up a cover story and sell it.
Come on, I think I got it. Establishing lock on the Institute signal.
Just get all the information you can. About synths. About the Institute's plans. Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal, and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the up. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
Now.
Okay, yeah, I was pretty sure I was not going to have a companion with me, and that appears to be the case. Alright. The Institute has scissors and a folder. I think Des is going to want to know about that. Undamaged camera. Whoa, was that my imagination or just get dark? Just got really... What the
I
hell?
wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance.
Is he an AI?
I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Access logs. Yeah, nothing really interesting there. Maybe there was. It said rerouted. I thought that was me that got rerouted. We're just going to check these corners first. I do still have that level up banked here. The plan was going to be science, but when I took a closer look, it really doesn't help me. Like, I think I could have upgraded one part on the radium rifle, but then it's like the very next level I'd upgrade that same part and a bunch of others. So I'm just holding on to that level up for the time being. Of course, I'm probably not going to have access.
Busted.
Institute jumper. Probably not going to have access to the components that I need. They're all back at home plate. 2 agility. Huh. Got the cameras everywhere. Just like China. Let's, he invited me. Probably not going into it.
I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute. This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground. There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
It's stuck. Only opens with a key. No way to pick this.
All right. Come on, Jared.
Shaun?
Huh? Yes, I'm Shaun.
How would you know your name is Shaun? This is all a lie. You're not real, Shaun.
Shaun, I've been looking for you for so long.
Who
It
are you?
hasn't been that long, actually. I've only been on the vault a few months.
Shaun, it's me. I'm your dad.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Shaun, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
It's like, can you even see me? It seems like a recording or something.
Shh. It'll be okay, Shaun. I'm here
I
now.
don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Ah, that makes more sense now. Got it.
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Shaun. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew.
Uh-huh.
I tried to pull up a weapon just then. Didn't seem to work. Maybe it's because I'm already in dialogue? I kind of wanted to punch his stupid face off.
I hope Father? That's your name? Your title?
Father is my unofficial title. It's what I've come to mean to the people of the Institute, just as you mean to your son, to Shaun.
I'll make this very simple. Where is my son?
He's here, in the Institute. Closer than you think. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been... It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Shaun. I am your son.
I knew it! I knew it! I called all of this, right? I said, Shaun's going to be an old man, and or he's going to be a bad guy you've got to take out. Called it! No, I totally
It's
believe
really
you.
After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Human synths? Really?
Human-like synths. A great distinction. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
And you've been down here the whole time?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Kellogg. He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
I want to make sure I get as much straight info as I can here.
You knew the man was a psychopath, but you used him anyway?
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Your mother. She never got to see you grow up?
Yes. What happened to her was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems her death was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage.
Collateral damage? Is that all she was to you?
I forget that it's been such a short time for you. I don't have any direct memories. And I've had my entire life to cope with the loss. Has it always been easy? Of course not. But I've done my best to move on and live my life. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
So you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
But director? Why you?
I was the most qualified for the position. Obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss. But the Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here? In the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
How can you say that? How can you be so dismissive of all those people? Everything they've done?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Oh, I want to say no.
I just don't know.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in advanced systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
Shaun, about this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project, really. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
Why build it to look like you?
We'd advanced the technology behind synths to a point where this struck me as an interesting variation. A new angle, if you will. Modeling it after myself seemed only natural, what with the Institute's records on my genetics and physiology. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him like you would a real boy?
I don't need a synth. I found the real Shaun.
Yes, but not the Shaun you were looking for. In some ways, the synth is far closer to what you expected. I wouldn't claim to know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
Shaun.
I often wonder what the Institute's founders would think of our accomplishments.
Oh boy. Was this his office? Taking your globe. Alright, so the first one says Kellogg, Conrad, enhanced life expectancy. Kellogg's occasional presence continues to unnerve the others. At first, I thought they were merely intimidated by his confidence and arrogance, or perhaps even afraid of his general being. Kellogg is, after all, a killer. But as I've continued to witness their reactions, gauge their sidelong glances, I've detected something else, something I probably should have anticipated: jealousy. Kellogg is a living memorial to a forgotten program. He's an augmented human being, a cyborg really, and the benefits he has received cannot be denied. But really, the scientists here could not care less about enhancing reflexes or greater combat efficiency. No, the cause of their envy is something more practical, more primal, his enhanced life expectancy. Just how long will Kellogg live if he passes naturally, however unlikely that may be? It's hard to say. He's already more than 100 years old. Older, certainly, than any other human in the Commonwealth. His complete physiology has been altered. Perhaps he'll make it to 150, maybe even 200. Let the petty have their petty jealousies. Kellogg is a living testament to the ingenuity and superiority of the Institute, and I take no small pleasure in knowing that must irritate him to no end. Status reports. Bioscience, hydroponics programs, functional, Fev Lab offline. Robotics, synth output nominal. Production materials fully stocked. Advanced systems, child synth project under quarterly review. Weapons diagnostics ongoing. Phase 3 behind schedule. SRB, Director Zimmer still offline. Above ground operative terminated. Retention programs functional. Above ground operative terminated. Pattern recognition algorithms ineffective. Facilities power output maxed. Air water recycling systems functioning normally. Personal notes. The wait continues. IO can only confirm sightings outside Vault 111 and again in Diamond City sometime later. What that means, I'm not sure. Will we actually meet? Was this all for nothing? No, not nothing. I have learned valuable things about myself, my past, either way. I cannot afford to let emotion get in the way. I must simply observe and record. I'm told Kellogg has gone offline. Strangely, I find myself thinking of Dr. Walker. He had such high hopes for Kellogg. Such faith in the implants and what they could mean. I still regret eliminating that project, but I know where it would have led us. Walker was never shy about his goals, and too many others were starting to listen. In the end, I believe I was justified. The Institute is about preserving humanity, not some bizarre amalgamation of biology and technology. Director access, synth shutdown. Oh, so presumably I could shut down all the synths if I had the right access here. Interesting. Yeah, even with the password to get in, it doesn't give me the access. I would need to shut down the synths. Not that I necessarily want to, but I was just curious. Oh, I can. Ooh. Oops. Oopsies. I can pull a weapon.
Almost done. Just need to tighten up this primary drive servo.
That's the third primary drive breakdown this month. As far as I'm concerned, the phase-out on these older models can't come soon enough.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that. Even so, I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. All set. Unit, you can return to duty.
Thanks again.
Of course. We're all looking forward to working with you. I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
Reporting status. All functions normal. Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Master terminal, huh? Yeah, I can handle that. I'm gonna take a little quick look first. Okay, robotics, bro science.
The Institute's a big place. It might take a while to learn where everything is.
Doc,
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
what makes you ask? I'm a complete stranger to you.
I suppose when I heard your story, well, I felt sorry for you. You've suffered more tragedy than any one person deserves. Your whole world is gone. I'm sorry. I know that was a very personal question. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
On board with what?
The Institute, of course. Shaun implied you operated on a level, if not equal, and at least similar to the rest of us. Curious. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories. It's a process that's still going on today. Even now, we're digging out tunnels for new facilities and infrastructure. Just think what this place will look like 100 years from now. I hope I'm there to see it.
Dr. Fillmore,
What's on your mind?
I'd like to know about the people in your division.
Of course. Dr. Lawrence Higgs is our mechanical engineer. He oversees the major life support and security systems. Power distribution is Dr. Evan Watson's area of expertise, and Dr. Newton Oberly is in charge of food and housing. He coordinates with bioscience to ensure that our meals are balanced for optimal nutrition. We also make use of a number of synth units for low-priority maintenance and labor.
Allie,
What's on your mind?
it must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this.
Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
I think everyone here is synths. I don't think she's real. Or at least I don't think she's human.
As the Institute's requisition vendor, I can provide supplies for your missions on the surface. How may I assist you today?
What can I requisition?
I have access to a modest selection of arms, armor, and other items approved for use in field missions.
Let's see what you have.
That's, yeah, it's a plasma rifle. Pretty nice. Ooh. I like that. I like the right arm and the helmet. I mean, I don't actually like the helmet because I don't want to look like that. It's going to cover my whole face. My beautiful face. Huh. Interesting. Alright.
Do so after this meeting. The last thing we need is more synths bumping into walls. Alright, that's all for now. You can resume your duties.
All maintenance requests should be directed to the Facilities Division.
Thanks. That's super helpful. I should have known.
It was probably just a glitch in the nervous system. You're here. Glad you made it.
Hey.
Theoretical limits are made to be broken.
Involuntary twitching and rapid eye movements while sleeping can only mean one thing, Max. You just don't want to admit to yourself what it means.
If you're about to launch into one of your impassioned speeches about artificial sentience and machines with souls, don't bother. I've heard enough of them by now. Hell, I can write them down from memory.
But we can't just ignore the question. If a synth can believe that, why can't it have a soul? And if a synth has a soul, then it is a living person by every standard we can measure. Of course it is far more comfortable to think of them as machines, so we can do what we want with them.
If you disapprove of the work we do here, Dr. Monet, you know where to find the teleporter.
Just a moment. I never said that. I'm simply trying to open everyone's eyes to new possibilities.
Well, it's an unwanted distraction. We're men of science, not philosophers. You do well to remember that.
Today is full of possibilities.
Welcome.
With our third we've improved on humanity.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what... God, everyone shut up. Yeah, that's definitely what non-evil villains do, is they improve on humanity. Yeah, that's...
In light of the recent events, we've been asked to take a look at the behavioral mapping.
The Gen 3s are functioning just as designed.
SRB doesn't agree. Statistically, the Gen 3s have shown an increase in autonomic behavior, suggesting a malfunction in late systems.
I assure you,
Welcome to the Institute. Please step right this way.
Dr. Logan, we received a work order from SRB.
What do they mean?
They're requesting replacement coursers again. I got you, actually. Guess they lost us on the surface.
Is this some sort of joke?
Welcome to the
Hello.
Institute. Please step
I'm
right this way.
new here.
Excuse me.
you firmly hold on to the opinion that the synths are inferior. By limiting them, we limit our work.
I'm well aware of your ideas, Doctor. And there is a reason they are not the problem. There needs to be extension to the
God, why is this so small? And they're talking about the fact that I'm going to arrive soon, basically. Consider all sensitive information to be classified for the time being. We cannot know for certain what our visitors' motivations will be, especially after coming into contact with the railroad. We will exercise caution, but we must also extend a warm welcome. In time, once a measure of trust has been earned, we can be more forthcoming. And talk about power conservation. They definitely have power issues. Talking about the child synth program. Missing synth investigation. So there's concerns about how the SRB is handling missing third-gen synths. It's just a lot of political speak, doesn't actually say anything. Synth versus Android. As production of our Gen 3 synths continues apace, I would like to take this opportunity to formalize our categorization. The term Android has been used interchangeably with synth for as long as the Institute has existed. And though some of our older residents may actually prefer Android, Dr. Zimmer being a prime example, the term synth has always been more widely used. Today, our third generation creations are truly synthetic beings, so the designation synth seems more appropriate than ever. From here on in, I strongly prefer all official Institute records and correspondences use the term synth or synths. Let us remember our past and appreciate the legacy of the android, but let us live for the future and recognize the power of the synth. Oh, and then access log. IO, who I believe is the SRB director, was in here, but notes are redacted. That seems strange.
Hi there.
The Synth to humanity.
Hey, Doc.
You've arrived at a momentous time. Our third-generation synths are a true breakthrough, the culmination of centuries of research. It's no exaggeration to say that they're superior in almost every way to human beings.
What makes them superior?
The list of improvements is exhaustive. I can talk for an hour and still not cover all of it. Imagine what you could accomplish if you could live without fear of hunger or disease. Imagine what you could create if you could spend every waking moment of your life as you saw fit, with no need of sleep. Like I said, a momentous time.
God, the crosstalk in here is ridiculous.
Max.
With our third generation synths, we've improved upon humanity.
Maintenance request submitted by Overly. Talking about a bunch of groups, locations, identities.
If you ask me, the synth software is a little more debugged.
Oh, but I thought they were better than human. Alright, if I can...
Feels like this project has been...
Yeah, these terminals are all different. Production schedule here. Doesn't really mean anything to me. Planned system upgrade. Once again, access log from IO, redacted. Project updates. SRB investigation. Gen 1 phase out. They're soon going to begin phasing out Gen 1 synth units within the Institute, with the intention of relegating all remaining units to surface duties only. Over the next several years, we expect to replace all Gen 1 units with Gen 3 units. And in time, we will enact a similar plan with the Gen 2 units as well. As we look forward to the future, let us also honor the memories of those whose hard work and innovation made the synths possible. And let us never forget the singular vision that challenged our forebears and that drives us today. Mankind redefined. It's talking about other random projects. Improving combat effectiveness. Accuracy.
Doctor.
Ah, it's you. You're finally with us. I'd just like to apologize for any trouble our synths may have caused for you. They, of course, couldn't be told, but most of which I designed myself. Not to make problems for you, though. Will you be staying with us, then?
What's it to you?
Oh, forgive me. I realize... Well, I understand that's somewhat personal. It would just mean a great deal to Shaun. If you require anything, especially as it pertains to synths, please let me know.
Hi, Doc.
Another lovely day, isn't it?
All our divisions are important.
The synths are treating you well, I hope.
Robotics is the first among them.
I'm surprised these guys don't have other dialogue options other than just simple greetings. But okay.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can hide in his office, does he? Well, you can tell him that I intend to speak to Father about these unannounced security sweeps of yours. Ransacking my quarters in the middle of the night is totally unacceptable.
I'll pass along your message, Doctor.
See that you do. I hope all your needs are being seen to. You just let me know if they're not.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Welcome. Welcome. It is so good to meet you. I truly hope you'll come to think of the Institute as your home.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm in charge of housing and provisions. It's my mission to ensure that everyone lives a comfortable and productive life. You should know that many of us consider it a great honor to have you here.
Newton.
Our new synths are so lifelike, I keep mistaking them for real people.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, there might have been a hard cut prior to that interaction, and there's probably going to be more. This place is really big, so I'm just going to try to, trim it down to relevant things, and not just me mindlessly wandering.
Seriously thinking of heading over to robotics? Tie some heads together.
What now?
They're
Dr. Watson can be a little obsessive when it comes to
Maybe I
rules
should
and
take some
policies.
courses with me. You know, send a message.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
You going soft on me a lot? My methods get results, and they will this time as well.
I know it'll be a difficult adjustment for you, but try to remember that synths aren't people.
Excuse me.
I swear I spend half my time smoothing the feathers that Justin ruffles. We need to be able to collaborate with the other divisions, and that's a lot harder when they're always angry at us.
What's Justin doing that's causing friction?
Oh, he's just pushy and demanding. He thinks his problem should be everyone's biggest concern. I have to admit, though, the other divisions have never taken our needs as seriously as they should. Guess they see us as a necessary evil or something. It's really not fair. Oh, just listen to me. It's the first chance we've had to get acquainted, and all I want to do is complain. In any case, it was good to meet you.
Yeah, you're
Alana.
The
you're real.
Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
Report anything suspicious to the SRB.
Yeah, this is the SRB, genius. I'm gonna kill these coursers.
Good to see you.
God, there's so much stuff I want to steal.
Like any machine, a synth can malfunction. Just wish it didn't happen so often.
Constant vigilance is vital in preventing synth escapes.
Hi, Doc.
So,
Doctor,
here you are.
located a group
Justin
of
Ayo,
Gen
Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau.
How should we
I'll be
discuss
upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
I'm sure you understand. There won't be any issues, will there?
When they've returned.
Yes, of course.
Why? Don't you trust me?
I'll be honest. You're an outsider.
The first outsider to be allowed access to the Institute in quite a long time, in fact. There's little precedent for this situation, so it's only natural to take extra precautions. It's nothing personal, I assure you.
Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the Synth Retention Bureau. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Why would synths want to escape?
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping?
Yeah, just like the Jews, huh?
That matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, our Coursers are relentless. But I gather you know all this, since you've encountered one.
They ain't so tough.
In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I just want to pull my gun on him right now and shoot him right in his stupid face.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'd like to know more about the synth reclamation process.
Fine. Once a Courser has located a rogue synth, it uses that synth's recall code to wipe its memories and render it inert. We then begin the delicate process of restoring the neural pathways to their original configuration. In those cases where the procedure is successful, the synth returns to duty with no memory of its time on the surface. All too often, we're unable to repair the damage and are forced to dispose of the unit entirely.
Justin.
Yes? What do you need?
You mentioned that coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation become coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Dr. Ayo,
Yes, what is it?
if you're the acting head of the SRB, who were you filling in for?
Dr. Zimmer holds that position. He's supervising the retrieval of some of the more high-profile units. In his absence, I keep things running smoothly.
Zimmer.
Pardon me, sir.
Hey there.
Always be vigilant. We have many enemies.
Yeah, you don't know the half of it, bub.
So much research.
Relay grenade. Interesting. Ooh, here's weapons. Ammo. I'm taking this black lab coat just because I've never seen it before.
Did I turn off the interferometer?
Reclamation target tracking unit at large. Last sighting in Good Neighbor. There's one last sighted at the Boston airport. Unit reclamation scheduled. Libertalia Raider Stronghold? New identity is Gabriel. Unit now leads Raider Gang based at Libertalia. Shows highly aggressive tendencies, has killed several dozen rivals and civilians. Suspect brain damage resulting from mem wipe process. Gabriel. I wonder if I crossed paths with them and forgot. There's one less sighted at Corvega. New identity is Leo. The following individuals have proven useful in our reclamation operations. In exchange for caps, these persons have in the past provided information on escaped synth sightings and suspected railroad activity. If you make a new contact, add the individual to the database. Informant list. Oh. Cricket. Caravaner. Located in Mobile. Tommy Longan. Oh, he runs the combat zone. The bar. Okay. Trash Can Carla. Holy shit. Caravaner. Oh, I said Mobile on the first. It's just mobile. Location is mobile. They're all over the place. Got it. Doc Weathers. Caravaner. AJ, Chem Dealer and Good Neighbor. Morowski, Chem Supplier and Good Neighbor. Lucas Miller, Caravaner. Henry Cook, Barkeep. Henry Cook. Okay.
Directorate should take the synth escapes more seriously.
You wouldn't happen to have a spare polarizer on you, would you?
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, this is yeah, so infiltration unit McDonough. I'm starting to wonder if M762, the infiltrator unit, quote, McDonough, hasn't begun to outlive its usefulness. Assuming the identity of Diamond City's mayor has provided us with invaluable intelligence over the years, but suspicions have only continued to mount. This latest incident, the publication of that newspaper article specifically calling McDonough's humanity into question, might just be the tipping point. So Piper nailed it. He's a synth. I've spoken with Io and you both agree, if the situation does become untenable, reclamation seems unfeasible. M762 was specifically engineered to mimic the actual human McDonough. As such, the unit's synthetic biology is that of someone overweight and grossly out of shape. A memwipe would kill any physiological weaknesses attributed to self-perceived old age, but that body? ? Lost cause. The real irony here is that M762, in one of its dispatches back to the Institute, requested a future position in the coursers, citing loyalty and years of service. And that request alone was evidence of enough self-awareness and independence to completely eliminate him from contention. Never mind the fact that he wouldn't even fit into the uniform. Determination when and if M762's identity is eventually compromised, the unit is effectively decommissioned in field. No reclamation. No Institute assistance. Given its relative age and physical condition, not to mention the danger inherent in an infiltrator unit's discovery, further lifespan estimated at 2 weeks maximum. What? Further lifespan estimated at 2 weeks maximum. Okay. That's some pretty juicy stuff.
Operating at full capacity.
We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced.
Will there be any pain?
I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job to find out. Now hold still. There. All done. You can return to your duties, and remember to record every symptom you experience in detail.
I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor to have you here, sir.
Hi.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
I'm gonna have to kill him pretty soon, I'm pretty sure.
I have to admit, the third generation synths are really something.
In case anyone didn't mention it, quiet time runs from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Hey, Doc.
Since you're new here, you should take time to learn our safety procedures. And the sooner the better. Rules create order, and order promotes efficiency.
How many rules are we talking about here?
Not nearly enough, if you ask me. I had some handbooks made up, but that was years ago. I'll see about getting one to you.
How big is this handbook?
Just a few thousand pages, but I like to think it's a brisk read. I certainly find it so. Take care, then.
Dr. Watson.
Safety first.
I wish I had more time to spend with Quentin, but I can't be in two places at once. We haven't been able to crack that one yet.
I used to work exclusively
Father has
on
accomplished
synth
so much.
Lately, I
I
prefer
hope you can
less
appreciate his work as we do.
pursuits.
Hey there.
Yes?
Rushed work is sloppy at best and deadly at worst.
Jesus. Way too many people there.
It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
Doc.
Oh, hi there. Sorry if I seem distracted. I memorized 5 sets of design schematics, and now I'm doing detailed mental comparisons.
What kinds of blueprints?
Mostly components for a new plasma pistol concept I've been toying with. High-energy weapons are sort of a hobby of mine. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to say how much I admire Father, and that it's an honor to meet you. I really hope you'll stay here with us.
Dr. Orman.
If you ask me, we're only scratching the surface with the latest synths. Sleep is such a waste of time. I'd rather be designing more efficient plasma emitters.
And deadly at worst.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt our work.
What is it you're working on?
Advanced systems, special projects. You've seen the boy, Synth, already. We've been hard at work on him for quite a while now. Oh, before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a courser chip in it for you. Father's orders. You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Thank you. I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you. Now, unless there's something else, I really do need to get back to work.
Is everything okay, Dr. Lee? You seem pretty tense.
Yes, things are... It's fine. I'm sorry, I don't socialize much. I prefer to focus on my work.
That's racist.
Dr. Lee, tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
Dr. Lee, I'd like a progress report on your division, if you don't mind.
Taking your new appointment in stride, I see. Very well. We've shifted resources off of other projects, like the Child Synth, to focus on Phase 3. I'm hoping that the above-ground efforts are successful. I understand those depend heavily on you.
I'm not aware of what that means, actually. It's interesting to me how much I keep picking up Addictol, which cures addictions. I came in with one because I like to keep one on me in case the Grey Pimentats go sideways. But now I've picked up at least 5, and there's one that I missed because I just missed it. So that's interesting that all of these folks have cures for addiction.
This is day 8 of Trial 6. The last week has been very productive but exhausting. I think we'll need a break after this. Vinay has done some really marvelous work with the personality mesh. It's almost too good. The responses map almost identically to expectations, some of the most lifelike I've seen. Of course, it's not really Shaun. None of his memories are in there. That, even now, would be a step too far. It's starting to have an effect on the team, I think. I know I've been caught up in the moment once or twice. Just a second or two, forgetting that he's not a real boy. Still, I think we'll need to consider restricting him to the lab only for the moment. I'm well aware that others are put off by his presence. If I were slightly more arrogant, I might consider that a sign of success.
Knew he wasn't real. The second I saw him. The second I saw him, I said, "You're not real, Shaun." He wasn't real. Totally called it.
Is it true food supplement 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one. Can't we keep it a little longer?
I will be happy to forward your request to the Bioscience Division. In the meantime, please feel free to enjoy one of our other nutritious and flavorful food supplements.
I want supplement 77.
I am sorry, sir, but that supplement is no longer available.
Useless machine.
The commissary is always open. Would you like some processed sustenance packets?
What have you got?
I can offer a range of nutritious and great-tasting food supplements. Food Supplement 7 is very popular for its spicy flavor, and Food Supplement 91 is our newest offering.
Let's see what you have.
When are you going to tell me about this mysterious Phase 3?
You know I can't talk about that.
3 levels of approval. Do you believe that? 3!
Good day.
Okay, so here we are in the FEV lab. I guess that local map isn't very handy. Oh, but the Institute's right in the middle. Yeah, I guess it's on the CIT ruins. Makes sense. But the FEV lab is supposed to be offline, from what I could gather earlier. So I'm not supposed to be in here. I picked a lock. Wonder why it's offline.
Sweet.
I don't remember what FEV stands for. But I really feel like it's a callback to Fallout 3. Where I thought at some point you were supposed to get an FEV. Still more. Alright, turrets are offline. Puncturing pipe wrench mod. Yeah, I heard, I don't know if it came across in the audio, but I heard footsteps. I was like, there is something around this corner. And yep, sure was. Sure was. There's something. There's something moving down here.
That's it.
Baseball cap. That hurt me really fast. But this is why we're... This is why we have mutt shops. I don't know what those might have said.
Yes.
Cat meat? Aw, house cat. Aw. It's a bunch of dead cats.
Got it.
Super mutant. As they were feeding them cats. Requires terminal.
Yes.
Super mutants. Experimental serum. Oh, for Virgil. I totally freaking forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. Okay. This will tell me. This will remind me, maybe. Was FEV the thing that basically created super mutants? Am I completely misremembering things? Let's find
This is
out.
Dr. Elliott reporting for the Bioscience Division. March 22-24. We just received another batch of subjects. But as my previous report stated, we're at an impasse here. More of the same won't help. The two most promising strains of FEV have been adapted to an ideal state, but we're still missing something. I am officially echoing the team's position. The most likely progress for our research on synthetic organics requires new avenues of exploration. Additional Commonwealth subjects will not help. It's the same problem across the board. Exposure to too much radiation. We need someone new. There's a proposal we'll be putting forward. I am not entirely comfortable with it, but it seems the best course.
Personal record, Dr. Brian Virgil. This will likely be my last recording. My requests to shut down the FEV program had repeatedly been denied. We've learned nothing useful in the last 10 years. Why does Father insist on continuing it? If he won't see reason, then I have to take matters into my own hands. What we're doing, it's not right. It needs to stop. If anyone should find this after I'm gone, know that I never wanted to hurt anyone. Anyone. Do you understand me? I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the coursers can find me. Everything that we've done, the lives we've taken. If there is a God, may he have mercy on us all.
Progress reports. Latest round of testing complete. Results are all within expected parameters. Inform Dr. Zimmer directly.
You had time to examine my latest reports on batch 274?
Not yet. I've been reviewing Father's plans to expand our operations at Warwick. He's eager to get that going, so I've had to put everything else to one side.
I wonder how the Warwick family is doing. Young Wally must be close to 10 years old by now. It's remarkable that any child can survive for so long up there, don't you think?
I try not to think too much about it. We have more than enough to occupy ourselves here. And those people are the last remnants of a dying past. It's best not to dwell on the subject.
They're still people, and they're suffering. We can at least admit that it's regrettable. After all, how can we hope to redefine mankind if we can't even hold on to our own humanity?
Well,
That's a question best left to our colleagues in the robotics division.
Yes, well... I suppose you're right.
Humanity's future is taking root right here.
Doc.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holdren, head of the Bioscience Division. I can't wait for you to see the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Like what?
I was just about to explain that. As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life. You probably saw the gorillas. They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
I'm not sure. Right now, I'm just trying to keep an open mind.
It's a big decision, I know, but it's also a rare and important opportunity. No need to rush to judgment. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Is there anything I can do to help out?
There might be. Tell you what, you get settled in, and check back with me later. I'll see what I can find out.
Clayton.
Good to see you again. Did you need something?
Tell me more about those synth gorillas.
On the whole, I'd say they were a success. Their behavior does generally match what our historical data says it should be. Unfortunately, we had a few early setbacks. The creatures can become suddenly aggressive, and they're quite strong. They destroyed 2 of their synth handlers. So now we keep them in an isolated habitat where they can be safely observed.
Dr. Holdren.
Something I can do for you?
You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to. You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
Dr. Holdren's Synth Gorilla project is showing promising results. So you were there the day the bombs fell. That must have been terrifying.
Okay, so I've talked to all of the Institute division leaders, and now they want me to use the network scanner holotape. And this one also says upload encrypted message. I feel like these are both the same thing because I'm pretty sure I only have one tape, but I don't understand why. This institutionalized quest just seems strange to me. But in any case, I've got a secluded terminal here, so let's just go ahead and use this one. Load holotape. Symmetric key found. Message from Tom. The Big D demanded a tutorial be included. So here it is. Short version. Plug this into any Institute terminal and copy the message. Long version. Patriot has been sending us short-coded messages for years using an evil little encryption scheme. It was a bitch and a half to reverse engineer. But I nailed it. Put this holotape on any Institute terminal and it'll deliver a gift-wrapped message straight to Patriot. You're going into the belly of the beast, friend. Don't trust anything. Oh, okay, so there's 2 separate commands here. I guess this corresponds to the separate tasks. Encrypted message. I got a reply already. Acknowledged. Meet at Advanced Systems Maintenance Room. Okay, I'll do the scan. Yeah, and this terminal also talked about this Warwick initiative. So I guess the Warwick homestead has like really fertile earth or something. So basically the plan was to acquire, quote unquote, acquire Roger Warwick, the patriarch of Warwick Homestead, and conduct a series of intense interrogation sessions to learn all we can about his life and family. And then they'll create a synth replica of Roger Warwick and embed him back into Warwick Homestead to oversee the operation. So that's totally jacked, but I don't know. That name sounds familiar. I feel like we were there. I want to say the Warwick Homestead was like the baseball memorabilia thing, but maybe I'm confusing it. I probably am. Oh, no, this was the Westing estate, not Warwick. Yeah, so I did mix that up. I can now fast travel to and from the Institute. Nice. I'm going to take all of their microscopes. There's not going to be a single one left in this place.
Synth Unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty in SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my duties, as usual.
Dr. Ao saw you accessing a terminal. You know you are not permitted to access terminals in that section. Is Dr. Ao mistaken?
Yes. I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it? Were you or weren't you accessing a terminal in SRB?
I was, but I swear it's not what it sounds like. I was cleaning the terminal, and it switched on by mistake. I was just shutting it down.
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, Unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir, I assure you that won't be necessary. It won't happen again.
See that it doesn't. You don't want me to tell you twice. Now get back to your duties.
Good to see you. Father is more than just our leader. He is our creator.
Is this that guy's son? He's Patriot?
Hey, it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
Trinity? What's that?
Trinity is an encryption system with a cipher, or key cut up into many pieces. You need several pieces in the correct order to unlock it. I put a Trinity piece with every synth I helped escape. It was a long shot, but I was hoping some good Samaritan would connect it all together.
Who are you?
I'm Liam Benet. My father runs synth development, and everyone knows who you are.
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow, your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
What do you think?
At the very least, I'm hoping it means you won't turn me in. But you really are a friend, aren't you?
The railroad sent me to look for someone they call Patriot. That's you.
What? The railroad? As in the railroad? And they gave me a code name too? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
How did you help synths escape?
Through hacking. The departments focus their best talents on hard science. Why waste time on terminal security, right? The SRB is the exception. And, unfortunately, they control which synths go to the surface. But a forged work order from, let's say, bioscience can get a hand-picked synth on surface detail. And it turns out the railroad was waiting for them. Wow.
Why are you helping synths?
At first, I just wanted to see if I could get away with it. It was a challenge, you know? But then I realized the synths are really just like us, except without any freedom. I decided to help the ones that wanted to escape, so they can have a better life.
You saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But, wait, with you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths. At once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now. You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense. I'm not sure if we could ever make the surface actually a decent place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Greetings, sir.
Just be cool, be cool.
Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, Z1. He's a friend. He's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because I got the best drugs. That's why I'm going to run out of these.
Because the members of the railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I thought only Mr. Benet cared. But your friends actually fight for us?
That's what the railroad does, Z1. He's from the surface.
I've never met another human willing to help. But, sir, you must make this quick.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, Z1?
The ones I know for certain. 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
What do you need help with?
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
Where would I find that?
Unfortunately, I don't know. The obvious place won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Liam.
You get me what we talked about, and I'm in business.
Oh, and the other guy's gone already. Okay. Before my drugs were off, we're going to try to get to Father here. Where is he?
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
I think you're a psycho. And I'm going to kill you.
First things first. How do I get back to the surface?
The same way you got in, of course. You are not a prisoner here. You may come and go as you please. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision.
Kind of like real people,
Superior
huh?
synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
What do you mean by proper supervision?
I mean that while they are here in the Institute, fulfilling the purpose for which they were designed, our synths perform admirably. As you're about to see, however, they can become unpredictable when set loose. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
Who erased his memories? And why?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad are behind it. We'll deal with them in time. But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth before more harm is done. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
Son.
The sooner that synth is safely back in the Institute, the better for everyone.
Ha! Fast way. Am I supposed to have Deacon right in my face like that? Deacon? I was a little burnt out. Is Des not here? Yeah, she's back at Railroad HQ. Okay, so we just wrapped up our time in the Institute talking to Father. He wants us to meet up with this courser. It's on the eastern side of the map. But we're going to talk to Des here to advance this undercover mission, see what she has to say.
Hey, it's Bullseye. Bullseye's back.
Pam wants you. She explained why, but I couldn't figure it out.
I was power napping and whammo, it hit me. Got some ideas on how to kit out Deliverer. Make your super badass gun even more, well, more. So check out my stuff.
Show me what you got.
I will set you up, my friend.
Powerful receiver for that gun. Okay. I mean, I feel like I have a better pistol already, but okay.
We got a lot of sins in play right now. Makes things really dangerous. Thank God.
Woo! See, I told you the molecular stabilization matrix held.
Funny, you didn't sound certain yesterday. It is really, really good to see you. Did it work? Did you make it inside the Institute?
The signal interceptor worked. I've been to the Institute and back again.
I almost can't believe it. In Tom's holotape, did you make contact with Patriot?
I met Patriot. His name is Liam Benet.
I knew you'd get the job done. We need every scrap of intel you picked up in there. Write up a full report on Pam's terminal. After you're done, we'll analyze it and figure out the next step. Get to it.
Oh, great. Homework.
You really want the freedom dream? Buy yourself.
He's still hung up on the Freedom Trail thing. Really? Really, man?
Confirming presence of rogue variable. Dispensing data. There are 3 independent reports of Courser activity. Analysis completed based on target's activity pattern, location, and suspected trajectory. Conclusion. The Institute is actively looking for railroad assets. Stopgap solution. Terminate Courser threats whenever possible.
Wouldn't killing the Courser blow my cover?
2 facts. Fact 1. If rogue variable leaves no survivors, chance of undercover mission being compromised is 1.3%. Railroad Alpha has deemed this an acceptable level of risk to preserve the current railroad organization construct. Fact 2. Only agents of designated subclass Heavy capable of eliminating Courser threat.
Go on.
Target designated Courser Alpha is in a defended location with lower generation synth targets. Eliminate Courser variable, leaving no survivors. End of discussion.
She wants me to take out some coursers. Though it wasn't a certainty, thankfully the signal interceptor worked. When I materialized, I found myself in an empty room. Z114 can get 13 synths in place, but in order for them to make it to the teleporter, Patriot needs the username and password for version 1 of CIT's Code Defender. End of report.
Preliminary analysis complete.
Anything we need to move on?
Affirmative. Codename Patriot requires admin credentials for Code Defender security software. Cross-indexing CIT security administrators with 2077 Commonwealth Census records. Filtering by surviving structures. One match found. Bergman, Wilfred. Bergman, Wilfred, registered as co-owner of Cambridge Polymer Labs. Estimated 81% chance of login credentials being located at this facility.
What's at Cambridge Polymer?
Cambridge Polymer Labs, LLC, had several active military contracts, specializing in robotics. The region is currently classified as extremely dangerous.
After you get the password report back here. With any luck, we'll have a game plan by then.
Okay, well, I think that's going to be wrapped for this one. I'm going to have to put some thought into what happens next, exactly. There's a lot of different threads to pull.
Caretaker used to work HQ. After switchboard... Well, I'm hoping running your safe house will be good for both.
Yeah, he's a little unstrung. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to have to put some thought into what happens next time. It's possible I hit 35 with just in-between stuff. Housekeeping. It looks like Hayman's Alley needs some attention, for example. And Castle. Not sure what's going on there. I think the plan will be to push 2 levels into science, because then I can get some meaningful upgrades for my current primary rifle. But yeah, that's all for now. This one's going to be probably the most edited video that I've done, which, to be frank, takes a lot of time. But there's so much dead time as I was going through the Institute, but so many pieces I wanted to get on the recording as well, that I think that's just going to make the best experience for it. So hopefully the hard cuts weren't too jarring. I got you straight to... Yeah, thanks guys. I need to stand in places where there aren't people so they all shut up. But yeah, so hopefully it was a pretty good video nevertheless. I got you straight to the goodies without a lot of dead parts. And yeah, we'll see what happens next. I feel like I gotta get a new companion in place. Deacon is a dink. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. I don't like him. I think maybe it's Piper time. We haven't seen Piper in a long time. Maybe bring her around for a bit. I'm not sure. But anyway, that'll do it. Gonna sign off now. Thank you all so much. Like, subscribe, and we will see you next time.